And the third bolt will be this one that's holding the tensioner hydraulic unit right there. That's going to be on this portion right here. So you'll take that off, and now you're going to take these 12 mil bolts right here, one, and then one down here. So total of two. You're going to take this piece off so that way you can access these two compressor bolts, it's bracket bolts, and then you're going to take these two off. So a couple 12 mil bolts. So you're going to remove the alternator. It's going to be one, two bolts. All right, so there's this bracket right here. There's the 12 mil bolts I was talking about. Now, that should give you room to access these. And then what we'll try to do is see if we can go underneath if there's anything that'll kind of loosen this portion up. So, all right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna loosen these two up on this side. So one, two, and then this third one right here. And that should loosen the compressor bolt. And we should kind of hang that off and get that bracket off. What we're trying to do is get this oil filter housing case off. And then all we have to do left is just take the 10 mil bolts out. One thing I enjoy about these Technic ratchets is that it's got that flex. It's a long double box end, so you get plenty of leverage. Break these loose. Only wish is that they were 12 point. These are 6 point. So getting them on there, obviously it's going to be a better fit, but when you're in a tight space, having to turn this is kind of a pain. So let me see if I can get a ratchet in here. Not. So I got a flex head ratchet. Let's see if this will work in my favor or not. So I may have to go from this inside. This. Let's see what we got. If you're laying underneath a car a lot, suggestions get you a little kneeling mat or whatever. That way you can rest your head on it. I know you can get a creeper one but I like the extra space laying on these mats. So I got this floor mat here. So this is just a side comment. If you want more access to these 2 bolts right here, 1, 2, pull the splash shield off. All right, so you kind of want to have some kind of strap to hold the compressor up. That way you don't mess up the lines or stretch them out. So that's what I did. I just took a little strap and strapped it up to. I stuck a bolt through there. That should hold it for now. So just now you're gonna use this opportunity to take off the 2 bracket 12 mils right there. This should be the last one. So this is 12 mil. We'll get this one out too. And this bracket should come out. So there is one more back behind this ear right here. It's another 12 mil back here, so make sure you get that off too. All right, so we got this bracket off here I was talking about. So now you should have clearance to all the 10 mil bolts all the way around. You can start zipping those off. All right, it should be 14 10 mil bolts holding it on. So I'm just using this Bauer. Zip them off. I got a swivel socket on there and an extension, and it's able to reach these little tight crevices here. So you also need to take this plate off. It's held by 4 10 mil bolts. Okay, and that'll free up this side of it. Let's see if there's anything else. Looks like we got all of them. Let's see if we can get this pried off. There is a little lip right here. We'll see if we can get a screwdriver or something to pry this down from right here, since there's a little spot we can actually slide into. All right, so you can get that pry bar into the slot right here. Get you a wrench for leverage. That way you can use it to turn. Okay, don't pry on it, just turn it and it'll pop off. So let me get 2 hands on this. Right. So there she is. Like I said, get that pry bar in there and then it'll pry right off and everything else will fall right out. So let's go ahead and get this old gasket off and we'll get the new pan on there. All right, now if you're replacing this CIVIC 1.8 liter oil pan, I'm using the Dorman as a replacement. There's a part number right there. You will have to go pick up some seals, so I'll go pick up some later. And then you'll have to transfer over the oil filter adapter. You see it's threaded right there, so we'll go take the other portion off of the old one and we'll transfer it over. All right, so it is threaded in. It's not like most where there's a hex on there so you can stick a socket on there. Unfortunately, it's just kind of like that. So you just have to get a pair of water pump pliers and get on this portion right here, because you will tear this up. But if you can go get a new one, that would be best. But just in case anybody wants to take this off and reuse it, that is an optional way. Just try not to destroy the threads. So we'll get this cleaned up and put this back on. While I got this oil pan up here, you can see the threads are destroyed on this this bolt for the oil drain plug, or the oil drain plug. And you see the threads pretty much all the way down, at least 3/4 of the way the threads are destroyed. You only have a little bit left down there, and that's why it's leaking out so much oil. I mean, if y'all take it to these oil change places, they're going to use that impact and just run it. And this is aluminum, so it's just going to destroy all this inside of here. And the same thing with these bolts. If you're not careful when you put them back on, you can easily destroy them as well too. So you can see those 2 seals still stuck on there. We'll go pick some up so that way we can replace them. And then we'll scrape all this gasket off and get it back on there. Overall, everything looks clean in here. All right, guys, just another hot day. Got a oil pan replacement right now. There's an old pan right there, so we're gonna take that off. So the oil drain plug was stripped on it. That's why we're taking it off and replacing it with a new one. I could have tapped it, but went ahead, decided it's a lot easier just to go ahead and reseal this. That way it take care of all the leaks in terms of the bottom side. So this is a Gorman replacement, and I'll be posting a separate video on how-to on this as well too, so there'll be that. But so there's pretty much that. Yesterday I did worked on a Ford, even though I vowed I wouldn't, but it was for a buddy of mine. Did some mirror replacements, and then the door wire harness. So if you get that door ajar message that even though the door is closed, that's a problem with that. So you just have to replace the harness that goes from the pillar through the door. You'll see that I posted a video on that too. You'll see the broken wires on that. So, all right guys, here's a mess. All right, for the seals for the oil filter adapter, this is the part number right here. Comes with 2 seals right there. We'll get them placed on there, and then we'll run a bead of the gasket maker, and we'll get it slapped on. All right, so we got them placed in. Looks just like that. Now it does look like it's bigger once you get it on there, but then all you gotta do is just press them in, and it'll form inside that groove in there. All right, use this plastic scraper, scrape all the old gasket off. When I say plastic scraper, it's the plastic razor blade, and you can fit that onto any scraper handle. All right, so one of my kids, they want an exhaust system on their little 4-banger, so putting one in, letting them do it themselves as well too, so that way they learn how to do it. So good learning experience and get to have a little fun. There's the old exhaust system that we pulled out of it. So it's a little CATBAK system that we're putting in. You know, growing up, my dad didn't enjoy this stuff because, you know, he just thought it made a lot of noise. I know it was kind of annoying, but for me, it's like, hey, they want to do it, just let them learn how to do it. Let them learn how to use tools, use their hands, kind of the whole thought process of it, and kind of, you know, it's an enjoyable moment. So the system we're installing is a DNA motoring CATBAK exhaust system. Full kit, comes with hardware, so it's pretty much bolt on. No modifications needed. All right, it's Friday. Just cleaning up the garage. Went and finally mounted this bench vise down. Drilled through the top. So underneath this top is a wood top. So it's just kind of like a cover, I guess. And then once you drill all the way down, I put some bolts through. These are just temporary bolts for me because I couldn't find ones long enough and thick enough. So I want to get some thicker bolts to mount into there, since I did already pre-drill them at about 23/64 on the drill bit, because that was the size bolt I had originally, but it wasn't long enough. So I did have some longer, skinnier ones. That's what I use for now to hold it down. I mean, they're in there pretty good, but I wanted something that would actually fill up the hole all the way on this bench mount base right here. So, but it does have full rotation. So I am able to use it in whatever capacity, and that's good. The bench vise itself is by DeWalt. I don't know if they still carry this one, but at the time this one was being sold, it was only probably about $90. So if you still find it, these are well-made bench vices. Obviously I'd get, you know, it's a name brand, but so there you go. This is just my Friday afternoon. It's kind of quiet. Got done working this morning, so